Still pretty wrinkled, but hopefully this will actually work. Alright, are you ready? Okay. Never doing that again. Let's talk about synchronicity. The definition of synchronicity: simulated occurrence of events which seem to be related but have no real correlation, right? So you're looking at buying a car, let's say you're buying a Honda, and you're looking at different models and you're paying a lot of attention to what they look like and how they drive. And all of a sudden you're seeing 1,000 Hondas on the road, the very specific one that you might want to buy. You're suddenly seeing it everywhere. It's not that more people just randomly have that car after you decided you might also want the car. It's the fact that you are just noticing it more often. There is no true correlation. You're just noticing things. They are, in fact, entirely random. It just doesn't feel random to you in the minute. Essentially, it's just putting more of your brain power and thought into this one thing, and because of that, you find it more notable. Here's a really good and very common example of synchronicity that I talk about all the time. Every time I wash my car, it rains. That's just not true. Like, logically speaking, that's not true. And even if it was, just because I washed my car does not mean that's what's making it rain. There's no correlation, right? The difference is that if I wash my car and then it rains, that memory is more likely to stick out my brain and last, because I'm like, God damn it, I just washed my car, right? So there's not actually a correlation between like what happened and the other thing that you're accidentally connecting to this link. The 6-7 meme is a meme about synchronicity, really. Or like that's how it got started and got going and why it's actually a meme today. Most like news sites that boomers look at to try and understand the youth will say something to the effect of, there's no real meaning to it, and they're correct. There's not really a meaning of 6-7. So then the question is, if this truly does not mean anything, why is it a meme? Why is it so big? Why are children screaming it all the time? A lot of people are just kind of speculating that it's a big reason why this got so popular is because it's like an inside joke, an insider's trend. Young people are saying this and it confuses and annoys adults, and children love that. But lots of things annoy and confuse adults. So why 6-7 specifically, and why did it get so big? And I think a big part of it is synchronicity. So the 6-7 meme did not come from anything really. There was a song that had the lyrics 6-7 in it. There was a basketball player who was a 6'7", who this song got put over the TikToks of a lot. So pairing this 6'7" person with a song that has the words 6-7 in it, like synchronicity. These things don't actually connect to each other, but we're connecting dots, right? Then there was, I can't remember exactly because I don't care that much about this meme, which we'll get to, but there was like another somebody famous who was like getting interviewed, and they were talking about like what they would rate a drink from Starbucks, I think it was, and they went, oh, 6-7, like 6 or 7, but they went like this, which is where this part of the meme comes from, but it's like 6-7. So basically what happened is a bunch of synchronicities. A bunch of people started hearing 6-7 and they're like, oh my god, 6-7. That's it. They started hearing 6-7 all over the place and started connecting dots because they started seeing it everywhere around them because it was a synchronicity. And then, like I said, the movement came from that one specific interview. So we have all this synchronicity that makes the meme exist in the first place. People are 6-7. I don't know why they say it specifically like that. I've listened to that part of the song. To me, it doesn't sound like 6-7. So I'm not sure why they say it like that. The hand motion, again, from that very specific clip. It got really big for a few reasons. Children like to annoy adults, so saying something that's completely random and inconsequential and something they won't understand is very fun for them. That's also something you can very easily scream at teachers, which children love to do. And the hand motion, again, that's just like fun. A fun little thing to do to confuse your elders. Also, it didn't help that people, especially, mostly, I think only, children would like run around and screaming at people, specifically like a basketball player. So that's how it got popular. It was highly annoying and kids love to be very annoying. And also it makes you feel like part of an in-group and part of the inside joke. So there is an appeal to getting on the 6-7 trend, which I think is what kind of like bolstered it into becoming so much of a meme. But the whole point of this video is to talk about why the 6-7 thing is so different from 69. Because I've seen a couple takes online that are like, this is just Gen Alpha's 69. It's not. It's just straight up not. It is so incredibly different. There's a reason that 6-7 is already kind of dying out, but 69 will be, you know, in the lexicon for probably a very long time, as well as other funny numbers like 420 and maybe a deep cut but 27. SpongeBob funny number. I'm sorry, it was 25. I don't know my SpongeBob memes that well. So the biggest reason is because of that synchronicity, how it came to be. 6-7 doesn't fucking mean anything. It means literally nothing. It's just there to annoy teachers and parents and to feel like you're in the know about something. That's what 6-7 is about. It's about being fucking annoying and being part of an in-group. And that is different than all these other things we're gonna talk about. The 25 one, that is a SpongeBob quote. It's from SpongeBob. It's a meme because of SpongeBob. Then you've got numbers like 42. It's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, specifically specifically the answer to the life, the universe, and everything, or something like that. So that is from a specific book. When you say the number 42, you're specifically calling back to that kind of reference. 420, the police code for marijuana would be 420. At least that's been a rumor that's been spreading around for a very long time, as well as the idea that some high school students in California found a patch of weed growing, or they just went out there to smoke around 4:20 p.m. every day. So that's the idea, that 420 is the weed number because it specifically means something. So that's what's going on with all these other, like, funny numbers. They mean something specific, whereas 67 truly means nothing. That is the main difference, right? 69 is a sex position. That's why it's funny for little kids to scream it at people, even though I wish they wouldn't. But when you get like high schoolers and like middle schoolers who think it's like really edgy to know what sex is, and they're just going 69, like that's the joke, right? They're like, I shouldn't know what sex is, and I do. And because middle schoolers and high schoolers especially really like to feel grown up when they're still children, they think it's very funny to assume adult culture and to like turn it into their own. It like compounds with the edgy humor of like, I'm gonna say something incredibly shocking and that's what funny is, even though it's not. So all of these jokes are similar in the way that they're based on pretty immature almost jokes. So they're very similar in that regard. Very different in the fact that 6-7 doesn't fucking mean anything, literally means nothing. And that is a big reason of why it's probably going to die out pretty soon, because it doesn't mean anything. 69, for quite a while, maybe forever, will always reference that sex position. 420, might not always, but probably for a good while, will represent weed in some regard. Like the 420 thing was rumored to have started in like the 70s, and 6-7 started in 2025 and it's already almost dead. And I just see so many takes online that are like, oh, 6-7's just the new 69. It's just the kids and this new sense of humor. It's exactly like you saying 69 when it's just straight up not. And I've also seen the opposite end of that spectrum, right? A lot of takes like, this entire Gen Alpha is so brain dead that they come up with a meme on the spot and then it dies in a week, which is not necessarily, I feel like, about the brain deadness. That's a separate conversation about like American school systems and AI and the pandemic and lots of other reasons why that could be involved. I don't think it's specifically because of the memes. I think the memes are more of a symptom than the reason. Low effort memes are more important nowadays because memes have a very short life cycle because of the way the internet has progressed. So I think it's somewhere in the middle, right? I have talked about a little bit before that I think it's kind of generally unfair to treat children for more than what they are, I guess is my way of saying it. Children are always going to have stupid, immature jokes that are really unfunny to most adults, and the TikTok culture has made these kinds of inside jokes and memes worse, like children just screaming 6-7 incredibly disruptively during class. But then again, like, let's be realistic, there's always kids screaming and disrupting or being annoying during class. Like, that's just what it means to be a kid. So I think we have to find this balance of like, what is it like just being a child? And like, yeah, the internet is kind of ruining people's brain capacity, so like there's a middle balance somewhere. 6-7, but yeah, there's like the middle of like, kids are immature and stupid because they're children, but that doesn't mean we should demonize them and treat them horribly. Like, we have to find this middle balance. Do I think 6-7's funny? Not at all. I really wish people would stop fucking screaming it. I find the screaming more annoying than just the fact that they're saying the words 6-7. I think if you're screaming anything at me, I'm already annoyed with you, but that's kind of the point with the whole meme and everything, is to be annoying and in people's faces and being like, haha, I made you annoyed. That's just the point of edgy humor and all. It's not even to be funny, it's to be shocking and annoying. Edgy humor like that takes zero brain power. That's what I mean by brain dead. Saying something shocking or offensive is not funny. It is just brain dead. But you see a bunch of adult comedians doing the same kind of thing, just saying shocking shit just to be shocking and saying that it's a joke when you're just not funny. You aren't funny, so you found something shocking to say and you think that means funny. It's not. 6-7's dying out because it doesn't fucking mean anything, and it wasn't really funny. The point that was funny is that they were able to exclude adults. Slang is the same for pretty much every generation. It is a thing that crops up, and it is not always meant to specifically exclude adults, but that is a major plus, and kids like it a lot because of that kind of thing. So yeah, 6-7 is incredibly different than things like 6-9, 420. That doesn't mean it's on either end of the spectrum of the takes that I've been seeing. I've seen a lot of people saying like, this is just this generation's 69, or the opposite end of the spectrum where people are like, this entire generation is brain dead, so the only thing they can ever find funny is 6-7. That's not the point. The point is that you are excluded. That's the point. Very typical high schooler, middle schooler stuff. Like, it's not surprising or shocking if you think about it for like 3 seconds. Like, millennials get crap every 5 seconds because they found all those other like stock footage memes really funny. Like the like I can ask cheeseburger memes. They get a lot of shit for finding those funny when those are patently unfunny. We could also call those kind of brain dead memes because there would be one meme template that had like 1,000 different things on it, but it was essentially the same joke every single time. Like, those could also be kind of considered brain dead. Early TikTok days where trends were a thing, or I guess trends are still a thing, but you know what I mean. Like, everyone would make the same joke to the same trend. I remember when I was very first on TikTok, I'm like, damn, this shit's fucking boring. You guys just keep making the same joke. But that's kind of the thing. It's like an in group, and the funny part is that everyone's on the out group. And with meme templates, at least there is an attempt at a joke, even if it's the exact same joke that everyone else is making. And because of the way TikTok and the internet is, and everything moves at lightning speed, 6'7" is pretty much dead at this point. And I talked about in my hair dyeing video that it's only been like 3 months since the Stranger Things finale happened, and I feel like it's too late for me to talk about it. Like, the internet moves at a breakneck pace. So 6'7" is dying already. So with the people saying this is this generation 69, it's not. Do I think it's like horrible and like the worst thing ever and a sense of decay that's following this generation? Not really. I think that's a lot of other things point to that kind of stuff, and not something that they did, more like systematic issues. But do I think it's funny? No, I think it's lame. I think it's very lame and very boring. There's one version of this meme that I like, and it's when people are like very obviously doing it very sarcastically, but acting like they care about it a lot. I think that's very funny to me. Let me see if I can find the one that I like. Of course not. This is what happens every time I find a video I want to show Daniel. I can't fucking find it. TikTok is so hard to find what you want on. Why are you like this? Fuck. I saw it once and it's lost to time. Which I guess coming back to the main point is kind of how memes work, right? You see them once and they die, or at least something in a similar like time frame, right? Very short-lived. I think I've mentioned this before, but I've been off TikTok for like going on 2 years now, so I'm not really up to date with a lot of the memes. I used to be like so on top of it. Plus, like, talking about meme culture and diving into that isn't really my favorite thing to do. I just thought it was weird how everyone was like, oh, this is just the same thing as 69, and then the opposite of the spectrum where it's like the entire generation is gonna fucking kill the entire world and devoid every single human being of intelligence because little kids are making a joke. Like, I think it's okay to have lukewarm takes. You don't need to have hot takes about every single thing. Like, maybe it's just not that serious. Maybe everyone needs to relax a little bit. We've got a lot more serious shit going on. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you liked this little short video about nothing in particular. Just every now and then I see a meme and I'm like, why are people so weird about this? Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.